Hi, I'm Brandon. I love puppies.
I'm Brian. I
Wait a
love
minute.
puppies.
Say it.
And like,
Say it.
I won't.
Come
I'm
on,
Dan.
Dan.
I also love puppies, but this movie, on the other hand, this
Woof.
is the
Take the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Wow. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are we?
Just excited to be here.
yeah, sure.
I'm happy
am.
to be here, too. You know what? The smell of summer is coming upon us.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Such a cool way to say it.
What is
It
summer
is,
The
though.
smell of
You
summer
know,
is coming up.
Our kids are wrapping up school
Yeah,
this
they
week.
sure
Yeah, they are.
man. Unreal.
You know, it's good to
The city of Greenville is like, what if the week before Memorial Day, we give you one whole day of school, 2 halves, and then
Yep.
figure it out for yourself,
You're on your
suckers.
own, yeah.
So thanks,
Yeah.
City of Greenville.
Yeah, I mean, it's not how I would have done it.
No.
It's not how I would have done it. Could we have done a full week? Maybe.
I think we could have.
I think they got it in them.
I think we could have gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday full, Thursday half, Friday half.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Right?
Is that too much to ask?
apparently.
No, I'm excited. We're Dan and I. We're gonna hang out on Thursday with our kids.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Maybe take him to a movie. You never know.
Well, there you go.
Garfield.
There you go.
We're going. If you guys want to join us,
Come on down.
You don't know what
Brand-
theater. You don't know what
Brand,
theater.
myself, and our children are going to see Garfield.
That's right.
Maybe swim some.
Not sponsored. Garfield the cat did not sponsor us.
Garfield didn't sponsor
With all that
us
lasagna money, no
Well,
sponsorship.
Unbelievable.
Disappointing.
That cat's funny though. It's a funny cat.
He loves
He
lasagna.
He's a cat
He's
that loves
lazy.
lasagna, and he's lazy. He doesn't
He
like.
sends Odie to do all of his busy
Yeah, he doesn't
work.
want it in the mornings. Get out of
John,
here.
is it John?
It's John.
John,
That's
yeah.
John's
It's
house.
John's house. John, who plays John in the who plays anybody in that movie?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it all animated?
It's all yeah.
No, not all animated.
No?
The people are real?
It's the people are real, right?
No.
Is it all animated?
Yeah.
Cartoon.
In
I don't
this,
know anything about
in this
this
upcoming Garfield movie.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all animated.
What's your Chris Pratt is Garfield.
Okay.
I mean, he's just laying around counting money.
Who's Odie?
Yeah. Who's Odie? Odie doesn't have a voice.
Let's see.
Odie doesn't talk. Have you guys ever even Garfield?
Well, we'll see. Oh,
Nicholas Holt is
Cicely
John.
Strong?
Yeah, that's John's house.
Odie is
Odie-
Harvey Guillen, who is great in What We Do in the Shadows.
What's Harvey going to be doing though? Because Odie doesn't talk.
Well, you don't know. Hey, Brett Goldstein's in it.
Whoa.
Cecily Strong.
Yeah, it's a good cast.
Samuel L. Jackson, Ving Rhames, Hannah Waddingham. Like,
and we're not sponsored.
we're not, but Snoop Dogg is in it.
Snoop
So
Dogg.
you-
Obviously.
Snoop Dogg's a cat. That's in the trailer.
That's hilarious.
That's
Snoop
right.
Dogg's
so
a
when
cat.
you go get your Garfield tickets, whenever you go to see it, which I know we all will, you just say, you yell out promo code DECK.
Promo code DECK.
And they'll give you a
Okay.
little something.
Yeah.
It might be a weird stare, but they'll give
Yeah,
you a little
they'll
something.
They'll give you a little
Definitely a weird
something.
look.
They'll give you a little something. That's exactly right.
That's
So excited today to talk about everything puppies. A movie that
Garfield would hate.
it would.
Yeah.
It would. Yes, you're right about that. And I think what is most important about this movie is it definitely wasn't, added last minute or like it definitely seemed like one that Hallmark put a lot of thought and energy.
Oh, yeah.
They
yeah,
had it
for
on
sure.
the calendar.
And you-
Yeah, it had it
For
on the
a
calendar
while.
for years.
Yeah.
Brand, you don't always say things that are funny, but when you said that Hallmark forgets about May, I've not forgotten it.
Yeah.
I was watching this movie going, Brand's right.
No.
Hallmark forgot about May.
You see the Johnson logo pop up in the
You're
first
like,
few seconds,
yeah.
and you go, it's May. It's May again.
gotta be
Still
May.
May.
Still
May.
May.
It's gonna be May. And speaking of May, may you come to Bramble Fest? Yes, you may. TechTheHallmark.com/fest. Tickets are on sale for the Gin Pub.
Gin Pop.
Gin
Pop. General Public.
Gin Pub.
You can go grab your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun here in Greenville, South Carolina, or virtually. You can join us.
That's right.
Virtually and have those. You can
I
watch
heard
it
a
anytime you
rumor
want
that
to.
the new podcast that's sweeping the nation, the Diss List, might make an appearance at Bramble Fest.
Whoa.
I
heard that?
Look, it's just a rumor.
Wow. After only 2 episodes?
Cannot be confirmed. People are loving the Diss List, and there's a chance might be a live one at the fest. I don't want to promise anything,
No, we wouldn't do that.
but there's at least. Have you heard that scuttlebutt?
I haven't heard that. No.
Man, yeah, it's true.
I haven't heard that either.
Maybe
Yeah.
Falling for Basketball will finally get something this year.
I've heard
doubt
that.
July, not an opportune time in July to talk about basketball.
What's going on in the bubble?
Maybe we'll talk about Olympics. We could do a quick wrap on Olympic basketball maybe in July. We have that. Olympics going on yet in July? When's that happen?
The Reese's medals are out. That's all I know.
Oh, you said it,
The
buddy.
circles?
You think it's August? All right. So we don't have to compete with that, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Feel.
Of course.
You planned it that way, obviously.
You guys want to talk about everything puppies?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, you said
Please.
yes, so
Fast.
please.
You
Yeah.
did.
Let's get this going.
Everything Puppies originally aired on Hallmark Channel on May
Everything is
18th,
puppies.
2024, and it went a little
Everything
something
in the movie is puppies.
like this.
There's
The movie
a
kicks
puppy.
off with so many good boys.
Everything
So many puppies, everything puppies all the time. We meet Scarlett. Scarlett's working on her own dog treats, and the puppies love these dog
Everything?
treats. They're going to be the healthiest, most delicious dog treats on the market, but she's going to need some help. So she goes to her friend Gina, who runs a pet store. Apparently, Scarlett has pitched lots of different pet inventions over the years, and none of them have quite taken off. Gina reluctantly agrees to help her pitch these treats after seeing how much the puppers love them. Gina comes up with a name. It's Pups Palette. It's a fine name, I guess. They take...
It's not everything puppies?
They take them... No, it's not.
When does that come in?
It doesn't.
What?
They take them out to try to get other stores to carry these little treats. No after a no after a no. We don't want your treats. We don't have time for that. There's not enough space on the old store front.
Shelves.
Store shelves. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The market's too saturated by Pup Chuck. Even though apparently their products aren't really a hit with dogs. So Pup Chuck runs the world.
Makes dogs.
Dogs
Pup
don't
Chuck.
like it.
Pup Chuck.
That's right. It's a good joke. There's one more store to try. It's the Paws and Wellness Emporium. Mr. Emporium's one. They go to talk to the manager, Alex, and Alex is a hunk. Scarlett is a bit frazzled by him and accidentally knocks birdseed everywhere. Alex...
I thought it was puppies everywhere.
No,
Everything
puppies.
everywhere
Birdseed. That's right.
Everything puppies everywhere birdseed.
You're getting it. Alex says that he's going to try them on his own dog, Mosey, like Mosey About. And if Mosey likes them, then he'll give the treats a shot. We find out that the crew at Pup Chuck is going to raise their prices a little bit and get the profits even higher. Can you believe that here in
Yeah,
America?
sure can.
It's messed up, man.
Unbelievable.
So Alex tries them on his own dog, and Mosey loves these treats. So the next day, he's at his shop, and he is annoyed by how much Pup Chuck they sell. So he calls her up and says, I would like 100 boxes. And she foolishly says she's going to get them to him by tomorrow. Which she does, actually. It is barely the convenience.
So
actually
Barely
works
an
really
issue.
So foolish.
well. So
You never do that.
he has to meet up for coffee the next day, and they are clearly into each other. He tells her that he wants to double his last order and get her to pitch it to the regional manager. It's just Then they
Mr.
go
Manager.
rock climbing
Mrs.
together, and she actually ends up really enjoying it, even though she's all work all the time. That's definitely the vibe you get from her early on in the movie. She is all work all the time. And he gets his boss to agree to hear the pitch, but she and Alex have a bit of a past together, so maybe that'll get in the way a little bit. I don't know. The next day, they bump into each other at a dog park and end up going to a movie together. When she sees her responding to an email on her phone, he's like, hey, baby girl, put that away. Work-life balance is everything you
What
need.
a move by this guy.
And she's like, okay. She goes to pitch to the regional manager, and it actually goes well. She agrees to trial it at a third of the stores in her region. So many stores in this region. But when the Pup Chuck guy finds out about this, he comes in and threatens her because apparently Pup Chuck is funded by this other company that is very important to the Emporium. So don't mess with us, man, is basically what he's trying to say. So she goes to talk to Alex and tells him to pull all the treats, and she's canceling the order. When Michelle, that's her name, calls to tell Scarlett, she goes to tell Alex off. It's like, hey, I trusted you. Now look at what you've done. Gina comes up with an idea. Set up a booth outside of the Emporium and show that puppies like her treats over Pup Chuck. Alex records the taste test to try to show it to corporate. She sends it to Michelle, and Michelle's like, go show it to corporate yourself. Their booth does get shut down because of the fact that he did send that video to Michelle, and so she assumes that Alex just tattled on her. Can you lay that? Tattletale, dogtail, everything puppies. So when he goes,
how you like me now?
Birds eat everywhere.
So when he goes to talk to her,
everywhere. You're right.
So when he goes to talk to her later that night, she doesn't. So when he goes to talk to her later that night, she doesn't want to hear it. Hey, bud. And they kind of like are mean to each other for like no reason really. He goes to talk to her dad. Again, I don't know really how it happened. And asks, hey, could you help me talk to her maybe? Could you help me talk to her? And then he also is just like, hey, I do want you to know I am really into your daughter. And he's like, I don't know why you're telling me this. I'll tell you why, though. It's because she's listening around the corner. And she pops out and says, maybe I will give this another try. And they come up with a plan of how they're going to save the company. They're going to storm the conference room. And they're going to storm the conference room, and they're going to convince the CEO to go all in on her treats. How are they going to do that, you ask? I'll tell you. They put her in a mascot costume. They walk in there, and then at the same time, a video goes viral of the taste testing situation.
And Randy Thomas is the CEO.
Yeah, and everybody in the conference room watches the video, and they're like, well, this is all we need to see. They decide, okay, great, we're going to give you a shot. Pup Chuck then comes in and is like, hey, we want to buy your company. But when she finds out that they would have the right to change her recipe, she says, no deal, Mr. Pup Chuck. And then he dies.
Yeah, unfortunate.
We never see him again.
That's it.
And she got his briefcase, I understand?
Yes, she gets a briefcase in the settlement, yeah. Also, fun fact, Alex and Scarlett are engaged.
Yay!
The treats are selling like hotcakes, and they celebrate with another movie night, and there's puppies everywhere. And that, my friends, was Everything Puppies.
Sweet.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll break this movie down here on Deck the Hallmark.
Better than just this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Welcome back, and hi to all the dogs out there that are listening. A lot of dogs listen to our show. We
Yeah,
don't get
you're
those
right.
numbers.
Yeah. We get the
but
dog numbers in.
I do understand by proxy we get a lot of dog ears.
We don't get the dog numbers in.
No, we don't.
Okay. I've
But
been
by
getting something
proxy.
from Ruff at ruffruff.net.
Really? What do they say?
It is mostly just random keystrokes. But
So it sounds like a lot of dogs.
occasionally I'll make out something like numbers are good.
Do you
in
think?
there.
And those are all dogs? Are
I think so. I mean
Ruffruff.net?
Ruff at ruffruff.net. Yes.
Oh, Ruff himself.
Ruff.
Sent it over.
What?
Ruff.
Hello? Ruff. I can't hear you as well until the camera's moved.
Yeah. Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
yeah, I got
Crystal
you.
clear.
Yeah. File it out to you. Ruff, is that you?
He's going nuts.
Have you been sending the emails? You have been. Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Are numbers good? They're okay?
Oh.
Okay. What can we do to make them better? More dog mentions and treats. Tennis balls. Yeah, okay. Dog mentions treats and tennis balls. What is like your big criticism of the show, Ruff? Yeah, Brand's not great. And I think you and I have said that for a long time.
We have been talking about this. I'm glad it's coming across, actually.
Brand,
It's good. Well,
yeah. No, Brian does look great. I don't
thanks,
disagree with that either.
Thanks, Ruff.
Brian is, he looks good. He looks good. Dan is sardonically funny.
he's
like,
wearing
holy
shorts, you're
lady,
right,
it's
Ruff.
unbelievable. Yeah, but Brand is no, I agree. I agree. Thank you, Ruff. I appreciate that.
Excellent
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah, thank you, Ruff.
Well, he doesn't know how to hang out. We're going to have to cut
Yeah,
him.
not a Ruff. Yeah, great. We did it. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Is somebody strangling Ruff?
I hate that.
Dragging them
That's
inside.
crazy. Let's talk
everything
nice
to say about you, did he?
No.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not big. The dogs don't like me.
It's all right.
I've been trying to win them over for years, and it's just nothing I can do.
Yeah.
at
More
this
treats
point.
and tennis balls.
More treats and tennis balls. I found that out. Let's talk about everything puppies. We're going to start with a hot take. We're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie. And we're going to start with Brian, who is wearing a dog shirt.
Sure am.
For those of you that are watching on Philo.tv/DTH.
Yeah.
First of all, tell us about your dog. Your dog shirt.
Yep, my dog shirt in memoriam of little
Rest in
puppy
peace,
Jack.
obviously.
Obviously, little puppy Jack left us this year, but forever on our shirts and in our hearts.
Forever on our shirts.
Yeah, forever on our shirts and our hearts. This made me miss little puppy Jack a little bit. All the dogs running around. I haven't, usually I got a dog who he used to watch the TV, and dog noises would get him going a little bit. He'd be looking at the TV. As he got older, he would just kind of lay and not hear the noises. But I thought he'd enjoy seeing some dogs on screen. But I feel like the first thing we got to say is like, first of all, just adopt and stop breeding.
Yeah.
Like, let's get that out of the
Your
way.
pet's better than
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's knock it
Old
off.
Hallmark would never have done this movie.
Are you kidding me with this?
Like, old Hallmark would have never done a purebred dog movie.
Yeah. No.
I literally can't believe they're out here with breeders being like they're the good guys.
Happy the
Yeah.
dog is rolling in his grave.
Yeah. R.I.P. obviously.
Obviously.
To what Brand calls that mangy mutt.
One time.
One time. Lives forever. So obviously do that instead. Stop breeding.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a dog treat, a healthy dog treat.
Yes.
There's a reason that all dog treats aren't healthy dog treats. Yeah, it's because of big business. It's not going to happen. I didn't really have a great time with this one.
What?
Unfortunately.
Get outta here.
I don't think it was, I don't think we needed, we needed it in the sense that we forgot about May. Everybody forgot about May.
We got to put something up there. We got to pup chuck something up on the screen.
Chuck something up there. It could have been worse, but it could have been a lot
How
better.
could it have been worse?
Like fewer dogs maybe would have been worse.
Yeah, if the
like
movie's called Everything Puppies and there's no
dogs.
puppies, then that would be worse.
I
Yes.
thought when they early on introduced the big dog treat company, I thought this could be fun if he's coming down on him the whole time, and like this is sort of like a ridiculous take on big dog treat coming at little guy. That could be fun. But
it was a ridiculous take on Big Dog Treat.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But it wasn't as.
But
I feel
no,
like it could
they
have been
didn't go hard
sillier.
enough.
Yeah.
That's
like,
exactly
I'm like,
right.
when they're talking about ingredients near the beginning, I'm like, this is going to be fun. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to go shut him down.
Glucosamine, the whole bit. Yes.
And it just wasn't. They didn't really go back to that.
Before we hear from any breeders who are going to message us, just so you know beforehand, I think you're wrong. Continue with your message.
So
Go
many
ahead. Yes.
dogs need a home.
There we
So
go.
let's just check that out first. So, yeah, I just feel like there's other ways to go. Could have been funnier. Good amount of dogs, though. Glad to see the dogs getting all the treats. And that's about it.
You thought some adults were going to get some treats? There
No
was a
adult
chance.
treat. I guess no
Jax
adult
wasn't in this movie, so
Yeah,
we're
no
pretty
dog
safe
treat.
there.
She probably. It seems like she would have loved these.
She would have-
though.
yeah, she
They
would
would
have.
love them.
Yeah.
Easier to chew
Delicious.
for sure.
Yeah,
No doubt
for
about it.
sure.
I liked it. I had a good time. One,
Boy,
love the puppies.
obviously.
So great. I thoroughly enjoyed
Bad movies.
Yes, but also I really liked that we got, the bad business that oftentimes in these movies is like, oh no, the bad business is swooping in, and then like you get a little something, and then by the end it's that you know how it's all going to shake out. We got a good bit of bad guy here, bad business guy. And I like that. I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
I thought that was when they introduced him pretty early, and he's like talking to Michelle, and he's like, I liked all that. I thought that was good. There's a lot of, maybe not the best performances. I don't think we're not going to get. Maybe this isn't going to win any Decade Awards.
What? You don't think this is going to make the cut?
For most dogs, maybe.
But
dogs, yeah, if we get that
you know
over.
what? It was good to be in a pet store and not in the great outdoors, not in the woods of Big Johnson's. I liked it. I thought it was an overall a good time. Dan?
God, this movie is terrible. If it's not the worst of the year, it has last week's to compete with. Rough, I know, I hear you, buddy, and I know what you're saying, and I get it, and you're wonderful. You need to hear that first, okay? And I love the email address, and I'm starting to get to where I can. That's a good boy. He's a good boy. He is. Who's a good boy? Yeah, are you okay?
Give him a drink.
Somebody, do we need to call somebody, Ruff?
He's fine.
He's just joking around. I knew it.
Oh, you got a good little dog
You got
laugh
a little
there.
laugh there, yeah.
Got a laugh out of him.
Dogs don't have good laughs typically, but yours. Listen, this movie is atrocious, and it's so bad because it doesn't really make much sense. On a number of fronts, the movie doesn't make much sense. Pet food stores, how many there are, how they operate, how a treat is made, down to the basic bare bones minimum, which is most dogs don't care what treat you give them.
Yeah.
Now, I got one that really does, that is very picky, but most dogs are garbage disposals. They will drink out of your toilets, they will lick the floor, and they will eat your trash. You're not going to take the world by storm with your organic dog treat. It's just not going to happen. And I think the problem is making a movie where there's two companies in this movie, one big bad pet company and one upstart, two ovens in her office making organic treats, and nobody else exists.
Yeah.
And in a vacuum, it makes the movie worse, not better. Yeah, this is kind of a disaster, a waste of Stephen Hazar's talent, by and large. And I would say, yeah, it's a hard no for me, and I would probably have it, if not worst, definitely bottom 3 for the year.
It's time for All the Feels, where we're talking about what in this movie gave us those feels. Brian?
Yeah, the feels for me was just the dogs getting all those treats, and they must have got a ton of treats filming this movie. And I was happy to see that.
I don't know if you know this, but every time a dog films a movie, they get a ton of treats.
I know, but
it's
we got to see it. We got to see it this time. And they looked psyched. And so I was glad to see that. Favorite part.
The puppies steal the show in this movie. She'll steal the movie, if you will.
I will.
Because it's not a show. It's a movie.
Yeah, puppies, sure, why not?
All right, all you pups out there, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. You stay tuned. And if you're listening, you can put your little paw on those skip 30 seconds or whatever, and you can skip them.
On Philo?
No, you can't do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Follow TVOCTH. You get to see us. And dogs love to see us.
They do. That's
They
right.
love
Put it on the
us.
Philo.
Put it on the Philo. We'll be right back here on
The Hallmark.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's bad.
Rough's not going to like that.
It's rough. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about the Everything Puppies movie from this past weekend on the Hallmark Channel. It's time for the Wait What, is where we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? Brian?
Yeah, the selling of the dog treats door to door was ridiculous.
Absurd.
That's what TikTok is for. Everybody knows that.
But also, I was under the impression that they were not selling them door to door as much as they were selling them to pet store owners door to door.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah, going into a cold calling pet stores, going in there, hey, stock my product.
Some of the conversations take place on the street. Hey, we have a business proposition for you.
Absolutely.
Can you send your manager out on the street
to
determine if he or she is going to make a substantial purchase in bulk?
It's just not.
It was
just not.
And it was crazy.
Yeah. And I thought they were doing it as I thought they were going to ignore the online thing completely. I'm like, okay, that's their decision. They're just going to keep this low key. But then, like 2/3 of the way through the movie, her friend says, we have some online orders. We have like 7 online orders or something like that. I'm like, this whole time, you can sell online.
I couldn't get over the idea that the way that they were trying to get their product into a pet store was with a clipboard on a sidewalk, like they're selling Girl Scout cookies. I couldn't get past it.
Yeah,
I rewound it. I thought I was missing something.
Yeah. No, it would have been fine if they never mentioned the internet or online sales. Like, okay, this is what they're doing. This is the only way they're going to sell. But they didn't. They do have an online store, and that's what they should just be doing. Are you kidding me? Pet food, treats, and dog food, unfortunately, has to be regulated, and we didn't really get a lot of that in this movie. It was sort of like, let's throw these in the oven, take them next door, and that was that. So
there's one line where somebody's like the FDA or somebody's going to have to go through and do all of these.
Yeah, empty the shelves,
But not really. It's not stopping them from making them or selling them.
It was him threatening the big guy. Like, I'm going to lodge an anonymous complaint, and they're going to have to empty the shelves. And so, I mean, you should have addressed it at least one way or another. Yes. It would have been great. She's building out an industrial kitchen. Like, she gets one contract, rip out everything, all new equipment.
And she's not gotten paid for that contract yet.
No, this is upfront. Like, she's putting it on the credit cards, ordering these.
Brand, this didn't give you like WTF small business feels when she gets one contract from one pet store and she doesn't have a dime yet, and she's like, "What if we buy all the equipment
top
and
of
get
the
it?"
line.
No.
Okay.
This honestly, this happens all the time, where these people will start their businesses and they max out their credit cards.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
But to not do that until you get, if she had done that without anything, then I'd have been fine with it. She gets a contract and doesn't get any money that they can cancel.
You know, yeah, but it's her first time. I could see, honestly, I could see being so excited about getting your first contract that you get ahead of yourself.
You just wait
she's
till
been
that
wanting
first
to make
check
it for
comes
so
in.
long with all of her really dumb ideas.
She has.
That she finally gets this big thing. And you assume it's all going to work out. You gotta, you
just
like,
wait for that first check. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
Sure.
Wait for the first one.
Find a kitchen.
And I bet from now on she does.
Yes.
Yeah,
She doesn't
lesson
need to
learned.
now.
Lesson learned. And the store just carrying one brand of dog products.
I can't.
Period.
It's not like Verizon selling just Verizon cell phone plans.
Right.
It is a pet store.
Yes.
If I went to Best Buy and they were only selling Samsung computers, that would be what we call a monopoly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The idea that a pet store is only selling one brand of pet food? Get out of here.
It's ridiculous. So like if they just had a few more products, or the guy didn't say like
but also she doesn't make dog food. She makes
treats only.
They're selling only one brand, but it's not exclusive.
Right.
They have the ability to sell others. They've just decided not to.
Yeah. So it feels like they're just, the store itself is just a big dummy dum-dum here.
No kidding.
So he, at one point, Hazar is washing his dog in his kitchen sink, and just, what a mess.
What a mess.
What a mess.
Just anywhere else, bro.
Yeah, man. Holy cow. And then the mommy dog just whimpered and shot out 10 perfectly clean, dry puppies. And
well, that was one of mine, maybe what the Hallmark, but since you brought it up, we only see 4, so rest in peace, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Hate to see it, man. Don't cover your ears.
Rough. Buddy, why would they only show us 4 of 10 puppies?
Yeah.
They said 10. They made a whole thing of doing an ultrasound saying there was 10 puppies. Yep. We see 4. Rest in peace, obviously, right? Okay. Sounded like almost English there.
He knows. And that's it for me.
Yeah.
I have a few still.
Okay. What?
Pump Chuck's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
A little bit.
Like,
Yeah.
to be the bad dog company, and it's Pup Chuck.
Pup Chuck.
That's tough. That's tough.
We're gonna call
what
it
if we
Bar
call
Foods, but we decided not to.
Yeah.
Bark Barf. It's taken? Okay, sorry.
I love that she, like, the bird seed went everywhere, and she's like, I'll pay for that. And he goes, no, that's not our policy. Like, okay. Like, I don't know. It was very interesting. Like, they, not only do they not have a you break it, you buy it policy, theirs is, in fact, the opposite, where regardless of if you break it or not, we're not going to let you pay for it.
Yeah.
Even if you offer.
Yeah, not allowed.
That's against our policy.
That's right.
Our policy is that if you break it, we buy it, actually.
You break it, we buy it.
That's our policy, and there's nothing that you could do about it. No amount of money you could offer. It's against our policy. There's nothing we can do. So, we mentioned it in the synopsis that he is very into work-life balance. And, everyone's got to figure that out for themselves.
He has to figure it out for others, apparently.
Yes, he
sure
does. So, one, obviously, he's very condescending about it. Like, hey, work-life balance, put your phone away, this whole thing. But also, like, bro, you're a GM of a pet store. She's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like they're not the same. Like her work-life balance is going to look different than your work-life balance. She's in charge of a startup. You're in charge of a regional pet store. Like they're just different. They're different.
Yeah.
And we run our own business, and our work-life balance looks very different. We get to make our own hours, and we leave early. We get to hang out with our kids, and I respond to emails and do stuff at night sometimes. It's like it looks different for everybody. You choose that. Just shut your yapper. If you don't want to be with somebody that is maybe will reply to an email when it comes in, maybe don't be with a startup founder.
No kidding.
So don't you know when your dog has? If you are a breeder, isn't a pretty big part of that like knowing when they have sex? So can there be surprise pregnancies when you're breeding a dog? Like, isn't that kind of part of it?
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's we're gonna have another litter.
Pretty controlled,
You
I would
know when it's happening. So how did they were
Was the surprise
surprised
that she was pregnant or that she was pregnant with 10?
She had just had
Yeah.
puppies.
Oh my
And they
gosh.
were concerned about how lethargic she was.
Some breeders aren't on the up and up.
So I don't know if she if they were like somehow can you get pregnant twice?
Right.
And
Like a
some
delayed-
puppies,
delayed
delay.
batch?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I got nothing
I've
there.
heard of like Jack's mom was a breeder dog, and the breeder gave her away because they were done breeding her. And it turned out she was pregnant. They didn't know that she was pregnant when they gave her away.
So I guess it happens.
But I guess in that sense it would. But he was just like dumbfounded by this whole thing. Like, what could possibly be going on?
Yeah.
And the fact that she had just had a litter.
yeah, I
mean-
wonder if there is like I don't know really how it all works with dogs, but I would have assumed that it's the same, that you can't have like dogs that are
Doggy style, I assume.
dogs that are due in 9 months and dogs that are due in like 12. Like I imagine that it's all the same in there. I don't know, but they were very shocked and surprised, and I would have assumed that that's all a part of the plan. Like you don't have like oopsie breeds, right?
Oopsie breeds.
You have it all pretty planned out.
oopsie.
Last but not least, the video that we see that he has of the puppies choosing the food at the thing is like, okay, I get what's going on here. The video that goes viral, I don't understand what this video is. And I don't understand how it proves that her dog treats are good.
Yeah.
It's literally a video of a woman looking at a dog in a cage.
Yeah.
I don't know how that proves it. I don't know what this video was that they're all like, well, that's the proof you need. Look at this. I don't know what the video. Did you guys understand the video?
They were supposed to go to a bowl that was his
video.
Right.
But
The
And
video
after-
that we
no,
see is this
no, no.
woman looking at dogs. I don't know. I was very confused by it. Dano?
They go and try to sell pet stores on their dog treats on the streets. They're like, can you bring your manager out so we can sell them? And they find 6 different pet stores in just a walking
even
radius,
think of this.
which is wild. Like I would say, even if you live in Manhattan, 6 full-size, ginormous, like anywhere, but 6 pets in Greenville, like
Man.
good luck, man. Like,
Yeah.
you
Not
got-
part of a chain, too. Just separate.
Yeah, that's really, really impressive. Stephen Hazari is blown away when his dog eats a treat. His dog eats this treat and he's like, wow, these treats really are good. What has been your experience in the past, Stephen? Has the dog normally spit the treat out? Has the dog been like, no, treats, it's the opposite of a treat for me. It's a chore.
Yeah, we're actually I'm going to start a company that just sells dirty diapers.
That's right.
Because dogs eat those too.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if you've ever.
But he literally, his dog eats the treat, and he's like, "I can't believe this.
Whoa,
I gotta get it. I gotta get this. These treats.
He hasn't eaten
They're
in years.
superhuman. I gotta get these treats right now. No questions asked. Listen. Stephen Hazar is a good-looking dude. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it.
Sorry, that was
it was too much.
I went a little too
went
hard.
pretty hard.
Maybe it
there.
was rough. It was rough there. It wasn't
He
rough.
agrees
There
it
you
was
go.
a
It was
little
you. He's great. He's a great looking dude. The women in this movie talk about him like he is Adonis.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about him like he's the only dude in town. At one point, a woman goes, a woman says, you know I love my husband, but this guy, Like, she says that in this movie, and I get it. The dude's attractive, but like, we've had movies with Tyler Hynes and with Travis Van Winkle and Chris Pilla and Andrew Walker. Nobody talks about him like this. Like, this was a level that I had not seen in one of these movies before. Just me? Am I crazy?
No, it was
there?
excessive. Yeah,
It was
two
nonstop.
different people said, "You know the way women look at him." Like
Yes.
about
Like, he's the dude in town that's just
Yeah.
the only dude.
It was a lot.
Amidst the 6 pet stores, that are surrounding this town. When they lose their big contract, she's starting to get real down in the dumps, and her best friend is like, "We just need to pivot." And then she goes, "Pivot?"
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Yeah, it's a basketball term." The Renaissance called? What pivot is only very recently been used in the game of basketball. Pivot is a turning part of any sort of machine. Like, there's so many ways pivot has been used over the last 600 years that aren't basketball. They're not basketball related. They have nothing to do with basketball. If somebody asked me what's a pivot, I wouldn't start with basketball. Yeah. There's so many different things that pivot. Yeah. It's just not a basketball term.
She also she's like, it's a basketball term, but it's been hijacked recently by business owners.
I forgot. I lost it in basketball term. You're right.
Yeah. All these business guys are like, have you guys been watching
the Medici family are like, what?
Have you guys watched? By chance, have you watched basketball?
Have you seen basketball?
They do this thing.
Have you seen the television show Friends?
Yeah.
They stole a basketball term. I like the worst way to. It'd be like if somebody was like, "Oh, shoot." Yeah, it's a basketball term. No, there's guns.
Hey, you guys traveling this summer? Sorry, that's a
it's
basketball term.
I don't know if you.
Play, are you talking hoops?
Hey, get a quick timeout here. No, it's a basketball term. You'll get it later. I couldn't believe that was a line in this movie. That didn't make it through one edit of the script one time. Maybe you should say anything else. No. This, I have one more.
Okay.
And it's
here it comes.
Sorry,
it's a big one.
He's terrible to her when he says work-life balance. Yeah. He's like, for him to have any opinion at all on how she runs her business or lives her life, quite frankly, is ridiculous. She is conversely terrible to him. At one point late in the movie, she looks at him and goes, "You just don't want to rock the boat and take any chances." And you've not been. He's the one pet owner of all of the dozens of pet stores in this small town. He's the one that took a chance on her product and put it on the shelves. The one. And she's like, "You're the one that doesn't want to rock the boat." These two people are toxic and shouldn't be near each other. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's true. It's time for What the Hallmarks Wonder What Could Have Been Baby. Brian, what are you still wondering about?
Yeah, when they all got that notification at the end with the video, like, I assumed it was a mass text, but I guess it was social media because somebody said
yes,
they didn't like
Brian,
social media.
Everybody in this corporate meeting stops what they're doing to watch a video on TikTok that they got sent to them.
Dude, I just don't.
Can you imagine in a board meeting? Everyone's just like, sorry.
Let me just. How did that? That couldn't have been social media. It couldn't have been like how did everybody get that video
at the same time?
Yeah, at the same exact time. Every single person. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I have two. One of them I don't really remember the context of, so maybe you guys can help me. Is there a guy in a dog mascot costume all day, every day at this pet store?
It's like Disney World for
like
pets.
so usual that they wouldn't blink an eye.
Every time you're in there.
Yeah.
There he is.
Full-time jobs like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Great benefits, I've heard.
But even with Chuck E. Cheese, they march him out.
And
he's not just there all day.
And Chucky's not always the same employee. I learned this. We have a friend two friends that actually worked at Chuck E. Cheese.
Is that right?
One of them was Chucky of the Year.
Come on.
For the Haywood, Dave Thompson.
Wow.
He was Chucky of the Year.
They vote internally?
They vote. I don't know how that works, but he was Chucky of the Year. I know that much.
The last one I have is, maybe you guys can help me, the bear that won Fat Bear Week.
Fat Bear Week is a thing, right?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, my wife gets so wound up about it every year. It's a thing where they have all these bears that are getting ready to hibernate, so they're all extra fat.
Oh,
and you vote on them.
Right.
Okay, great.
Yes, so it is a thing.
Somebody talked about this here.
Somebody said something about Fat Bear Week. Like, this is more important than the bear that won. It's some passive line. Thanks. Now I know it's a real thing, and I'm going to get invested.
Fat dog for midterms.
Yeah. Okay. Dan?
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Randy Thomas, who's been on our program. He has one scene in this movie. If this guy ever gets a scene, he's going to absolutely, the page will be so wrinkled you won't see the page. He could have shown up and done his lines. Not Randy Thomas.
No, sir.
No way, no how. This guy was so above and beyond. I love it.
And the thing about him in this role, it's clearly this CEO is so busy, but he cares.
He does care.
Like he wants to hear him out.
Yeah.
He's a boss that you want to work for.
No. Yeah, he's not the guy that's the underling who's like,
No.
well, coast to me. What's blah, blah, blah.
No, he's a guy you would love to work for. I'd go to battle for that.
Yeah,
100%.
For Randy
You'd
Thomas.
even pivot for him.
Someone barges
It's a
into
basketball term. I don't know if you.
Someone barges into his boardroom and goes, "I want to hear him out."
Yeah.
Say you're not going to
That's
bat
right.
for that guy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Love that guy.
No kidding. And then second of all, I get it. It's a low budget movie. If you're going to have a scene, editors of this film, if you're going to have a scene where you put two bowls out and all of these puppies are choosing one bowl of food over another bowl of food, you better not have a camera angle that shows the empty bowl.
That's true. Yeah.
And you had one.
Yeah.
There's a shot of
Yeah.
empty bowl. You can't do it. You've got to at least let us think the bowl has food in it or the coffee cup has coffee in it. You can't show us empty bowl. And they showed us empty bowl in this movie. And I just, how? We could have done a lot that wasn't that.
Yeah. We did, everybody. Congratulations. It's time for Double Decker of the Weeks, where we do a deep dive into the life of a double decker. Signed up for Bramble Jam Plus at the Double Decker tier or All Access. You get a lot for All Access.
Yeah, you do.
Go to BrambleJamPlus.com and just read up on it. You'll be like, what? How? Dan, who do we have this week?
What? How? We have Kristen Searing.
Yes.
Kristen Searing.
Sure do. Yeah. Chris, so you've heard of the cartel, obviously. We've all heard of the cartel.
We have heard of the cartel.
Yeah,
Kristen's
yeah,
not a part of the
one-
cartel,
no, nothing like that. A little like that, not exactly like that. Well, Kristen has come up with an idea that could bring some of the useful services of the cartel to the masses, to make it like a little more accessible.
She's putting a positive spin on the cartel.
Everything's got its little aspects to it.
What are the useful aspects of the cartel?
So, for example, one of the most useful aspects that Kristen really honed in on is the fact that, like, maybe you might need a vehicle with no questions being asked when you're done with it. Like, you just
that
need
would be like a crime, is what you're talking. Yes, that would be like a crime.
No,
Give me a reason that you would
Yeah.
not want anyone to know why you're using a vehicle that is above board.
Say you got like 10 puppies that you got to transport. You could throw them in the back of the car, and you don't want to have to deal with the mess. And
That's what you
know
mean.
what I'm saying?
You can return it in any way, and no one's gonna.
Yeah.
So, like, if I wanted to
Rental car
enter,
companies have that. It's just called insurance.
No, well, this is a.
it's all lumped in.
It's like a little
It's all a
more
part of
on the
it.
shady side. I
But
would
cartel is
say
going to be a part of it because cars.
it's car don't tell, if you will, is what we're going with for this one. Car don't tell.
car
car
don't
don't-
tell.
So you
tell.
can do anything in this car, and you just leave it anywhere, under a bridge, down an alley, any suspicious place. You just drop it and you go and you're done. No questions asked. Do whatever you want. Transport
Oh my God.
anything or one.
You can leave it wherever you want. How do you know? How does the company know when you're done with the car?
They know. They know.
What do you mean they know?
they got a tracker on it.
They got some spots that they know.
They
just check.
know.
Yeah.
They've got to track
This
it
is
in
what
some way.
sets it apart, really. It's like they just is sort of.
How
it's
much
just-
does it? That basically means you're buying a car.
No, it's very affordable.
What
It's
is- how much is
very
car don't tell?
Well, if it's
Is it like a daily rate, a weekly rate?
well, you can get it down to 15 minutes, quarter-hour rates if that's all you need.
They
So,
rent by the 15 minutes.
real quick, in and out.
God, I hate this so much.
Yeah, very great, accessible. So Kristen I feel like she's on the forefront here of
It's
ahead
it's
of
American based.
yeah, oh yeah.
So
North
she-
America, you can go Canada. Not in South America. That market's kind of locked down at this
But
moment.
so
but-
she has contacts with the cartel.
well,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
got
worried about the longevity of
she's-
it. If she
Where
is,
are the cars coming? Like
she's
you
got
have
a
to
guy.
charge a significant, because here's the thing is if you're gonna get a car from Car Don't Tell,
yeah.
you know that car has previously been used by someone in
Maybe.
the car don't tell service.
Maybe. I mean, they rotate them
So
pretty
you got to really want
frequently
that car.
Yeah, or
You
need
gotta
it, or you need it.
You got to really need that
Have you ever
car.
been on that side of really needing something?
No.
Okay, so
Have you?
No, I hope not.
doesn't sound like-
But
No.
I feel good knowing that Car Don't Tell, thanks to Kristen, will be at my beck and call. Just gotta know that.
It's more expensive than a regular rental car, though.
It's got
So,
to
like,
be.
I
It's a
wouldn't
little
use
bit
it
of
to,
a
like-
premium. You wouldn't just take it to
Right,
for a
for-
weekend excursion.
I'm
Unless,
just saying,
your excursion,
but
wink, wink.
I hate to do this because I know it's a serious business and
Yeah,
these
this is big
questions
time.
are probably all in the manual, but you show up, in some sort of trench coat, presumably, and you say, I need a car from
Yeah.
Car Don't Tell for 15 minutes.
That's a funny name.
You get the car.
Yeah.
You hand them the payment up front, I would assume.
Yeah, cash
I'm
at this
not
point.
trying to
We're still
yes,
working out some
that's right.
payment
How
kinks.
do they know when the...
You keep saying we.
Huh?
Are you
Well,
involved?
that's the thing with there was a lot of upfront costs
okay.
in this, so
But
we're
you
we're
get the
dipping our
car,
toes.
You
Even
only
that-
need it.
We're again though. What do you mean we?
Well,
Are you using company money?
you can if you take
Is-
the
are
business
we-
credit card, you can get a little bit of cash out
We
of
didn't
there.
give you an Amex for a reason.
No, I know. I
We're a part of the cartel now.
I could have got us real deep into this with that
Yes.
Amex, but unfortunately,
But please answer my question.
Yeah.
You show up with your trench coat
Yep.
and
Wad
Lord
of
knows
cash.
what else. You give them the money.
Mm-hmm.
You get the car for 15 minutes. How does everyone know when and where the transaction is
they're
over?
keeping an eye on you. You're keeping an eye.
They
Well,
are
watchful
keeping
eye.
an eye on you.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make sure they got to protect their investment.
Okay, so
So-
they do know what you're using. They just won't tell. It
They're
doesn't say it's not car don't know. It's car don't tell.
Car Don't Tell.
It's in the title.
So
Yeah.
now that's all I needed because earlier you were like they just know. If the
they're definitely on
idea
top.
is some people are doing some things that they don't want you to know about.
Yeah.
Need a car and they're willing to let the car don't tell folks
Right.
know where they are and what they're doing, but nobody else.
I
Do
don't
you
think
sign
it's-
like a thing where it's like plausible deniability where they don't know? Like
No. What they actually like the information because it's good. Like
bet
if
they
they ever
do.
needs to hold something against you, it's sort of like money plus. Like you get money plus you get a little blackmail for the future.
You know what's wild is the more we talk about this, the more I bet this exists.
TM.
somewhere-
I think we're working on TM
Somewhere,
So.
Kristen's
Cartel.
tearing out here doing the
Cartel.
Lord's and the cartels.
How about
Yes.
that? Here's the good news, everybody. We're back tomorrow with One Calls the Heart. Thursday, there's a family practice that we're gonna have to
Buckle
get
up.
into. So much to do this week. So much to
see.
do. So what's wrong with taking the back street? We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, remember first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.